Hello, I am Amanda Goad, and this is my presentation. I chose the disease leptospirosis. Here is that. So leptospirosis is a disease that is caused by bacterium in the Leptospira genus and is spread in the urine of wildlife, and it manifests in the environment, specifically in the water and soil. It can live for months while waiting for a host. It is a zoonotic disease, which means it can be passed from animals to humans. Without treatment, leptospirosis can lead to death. I chose this pathogen because I see it a lot and I help treat it often at the animal clinic I work at, and I wanted to know more about it so I can kind of spread more information. There are several signs and symptoms of leptospirosis. The most common are muscle aches, high fever, chills, vomiting and diarrhea, jaundice due to liver failure, and abdominal pain. Signs and symptoms typically appear anywhere between 2 days to 4 weeks. The symptoms usually come in 2 phases. Phase 1 usually occurs really quickly after the incubation of leptospirosis and without warning. The first symptoms that appear in phase 1 are fever, vomiting, diarrhea, chills, and muscle pains. After a few days of phase 1, some people actually feel better for a short time before phase 2 hits. Phase 2 usually occurs a few days after phase 1 with worsening symptoms. Phase 2 symptoms include headache, high fever, jaundice, red or yellow eyes, and in some cases there's a rash. Phase 2 can last for months, and it is during this phase that organ failure and damage occur. Leptospirosis can cause severe organ damage, and specifically it attacks the central nervous system. The liver and kidneys become damaged and may fail, and meningitis commonly occurs. In vitro testing, Leptospira bacteria forces apoptosis of the host cell. Leptospirosis can enter the body through ingestion, open wounds, or through mucous membranes. Once it has entered the body, it adheres and binds to the host epithelial and endothelial cells. Once they are bound, they use proteolytic procedures to enter the extracellular matrix of the cell, and it damages it. Proteolysis helps them break down the plasma proteins of the cell by the use of an enzyme that breaks the protein down into smaller amino acids and polypeptides until the cell is actually penetrable. The Leptospira bacteria are very motile. They're gram-negative and aerobic spirochetes. They range in size, but they are typically less than 2 macrometers in size. Those are pictures of them. Leptospirosis is a worldwide disease that affects many people per year. We used to think that the only people at risk were farmers, campers, hikers, and those in the veterinary field. But with the recent land development and wildlife kind of being forced into suburbia and the city, we are seeing a lot more people and animals getting it right in their backyards. The World Health Organization reports that 873,000 cases of leptospirosis are reported worldwide every year, and out of those reported cases, 48,600 people die. Most cases are reported in the rural and the tropic parts of the U.S. and Asia, and Hawaii actually has the highest amount of cases per year. Diagnosis of leptospirosis is complex, and it's really important. The most common tests are serological, and they include microscopic agglutinin tests, which detect the antibodies of Leptospira, and the solid phase assay test, which detects the IgM and the IgG antibodies. And in veterinary medicine, there's actually a rapid SNAP test that uses 5 drops of blood to test for the lepto. The results of this test are ready in about 15 minutes, and they're usually pretty accurate. Treatment of leptospirosis can be successful if treated in time. Most cases, treatments of the symptoms is kind of the first line of defense. This includes IV fluids and antibiotics, fever reducers, anti-nausea medication, and most of the time hospitalization. The most common antibiotics used for this are doxycycline and penicillin. Prevention of lepto mainly consists of avoiding areas of high potential contamination. These areas include mountain waters, lakes, puddles, and other areas with a lot of wildlife. Another form of prevention is washing your hands after handling unfiltered water and any urine of animals. If an animal is contaminated, washing the hands and taking proper sanitation steps of any area that the animal has been in contact with is very important. For dogs, there is a very effective and low-cost vaccination. Here are the most common carriers. They include possums, rodents, raccoons, skunks, deers, and squirrels. Human-to-human transfer is actually very rare. Here are my references, and thank you for watching my presentation about leptospirosis.